I remember when I came to Jakarta for the first time, it was close to this station here. It's called Juanda, and I really didn't feel safe. Kind of a lot of weird people back then kind of watching me, and you can see there's many people living underneath the rail line here, because I assume they just come from far away, some places here in Indonesia, so they're looking for a better future, try to find this better future in Jakarta, but it's not that easy. You end up in these kind of neighborhoods here, sleep often under bridges, like just make some bamboo cardboard huts. Here you have to collect garbage, and it's really not a nice future. I don't understand, like, I don't know where these people come from. Like, why is it not better to live in your village, however it is? Like, I know it's not easy to make money, but at least you could plant some rice, do some stuff. But why is it that you need to go to the big city expecting that you're gonna have like all the big opportunities, but coming to a big city and having no place to stay, having no family, having nobody around, is just makes it so tough, makes it really hard to get forward. And hello. So yeah, maybe I just don't know too much about it, I guess, just because I was a refugee. We came to Germany during the Bosnian War, but it was a different time for us because I had my grandparents in Germany, so they helped us out. We had a place to stay. But when you have no place to stay and you get somewhere, it can get really tough, especially in these kind of countries. When I was here for the first time in Jakarta, I came from the airport directly to this hotel, got dropped off with a taxi. And so it's basically around the main tourist sites. There are not that many in Jakarta. We're gonna just go see, there's the famous mosque, the cathedral, and the Independence Square. And the day after I went to Bogor with the train, so I just took a train from here. And when I came back from Bogor, I remember I was up there on this platform and going down these escalators, and there were like, I don't know, like 6-7 guys just standing here next to the escalator and waiting down here. So I'm basically coming down, and it was a weird feeling because I could see these guys are not up to anything good, and they were like looking at me, and I felt like I'm a little chick in a bird's nest up on a tree, kind of almost like falling down, and there's like 5-6 cats waiting down there to just like, yeah, to kill you. And this was a weird feeling coming down these escalators. I don't know, maybe back then I wasn't experienced that much in traveling, and I was, just was a weird feeling looking at these guys, and there is no way back, you know, you kind of have to get like past them. But the weirdest feeling was like, I don't know what they were up to. So I don't know, like, okay, are they gonna follow me? Is it what's their real purpose? Like, they want to try to distract me? Somebody gonna grab my purse or something? Like, it was just, I didn't really feel safe. But now I have no problems with walking around Indonesia. Thank you, berjalan dari Jakarta Utara, di Ragunan Zoo.
Naik ojek.
No, tidak. 40 km. Ya, berjalan. Ya. 12 jam. Walk.
12 jam.
Ya.
Kamu YouTuber ya?
Ya.
YouTuber ya?
Ya. No Gojek, no Grab, no, just walking.
Jalan kaki.
Hah?
Jalan kaki.
Yeah, just walking. Yeah. But thank you very much.
Yeah.
Well, again, just to wait for the right moment to cross a 3-lane street here in Jakarta can be very tough. So kind of have to go a little bit with the flow, with the traffic, and look for this opportunity. But it's not easy. There's just easy times when there's not too much traffic, but people tend not to stop. So it's just kind of See these guys coming way too fast, even though I'm standing here, so you kind of have to like, okay, well, we made it. So I was in the cathedral inside, had a look, and I wanted to go inside to the Istiklal Mosque, but the guys at the gate here, they told me not to go inside. I guess they have some occasion here, something going on, or prayer time, so they told me it's closed for me. Obviously there's other people inside here, but the reason why I want to go inside here is this Istiklal Mosque is the national mosque of Indonesia here in Jakarta. It can host up to 200,000 people. So 200,000 people praying at the same time here. That's one of the biggest mosques in the whole world after Mecca, Medina, and I think that there's another one in Iran. But kind of wanted to have a look for me inside, but not today, I guess, so not on this trip. Standing here, just opposite of the Istiklal Mosque, is the national monument of the liberation of Irian Jaya, or West Papua. Well, I know some stuff about the history of Indonesia, but this one's new for me. So when the Netherlands, when they retreated here, or Indonesia gained independence after the Second World War, the Netherlands, they kept West Papua, or the western part of what is the island of Papua. There's Papua New Guinea in the eastern part, and the west part belongs to Indonesia now. And the Dutch still had it under their control, and they wanted to incorporate it into the Netherlands. And back in the 60s, in 62 and 63, the president of Indonesia, he kind of started like a little bit force, gaining control of the area. So they have West Papua under their control since then, and it's kind of there's many local people there which are not really Indonesian, that are Papuan people, so it's not a easy situation for them there either under Indonesian rule. But Indonesia is proud that they gained control of this whole archipelago there, and a lot of territory, obviously. So these monuments here in Jakarta, I find them really a little bit, I don't know, amazing, scary, whatever. Like this guy, he looks like a zombie for me. And it's a guy standing here. I don't know if you can see it. He has chains around his hands and the feet, and he's like breaking them free. So it's kind of like breaking free from chains of colonialism, like from Dutch. And the Indonesians are obviously very proud of being an independent country, huge size, big economic power nowadays. Indonesia is the fourth biggest country in the world by population. It has about I'm not quite sure, like something around 280 million people. And Jakarta, obviously, is the capital city, is the second biggest city in the world after Tokyo, with all these satellite cities around. And by itself, it has something like 10.5 million people living here, so that's a huge city, really big city. And it got very modern, obviously. Like the old part where we visited this morning is very old and kind of run down, but this new part from here, and like we're gonna see later some skyscrapers, and Jakarta is developing really quick, and it looks all good. And Indonesia is a big economic power. Maybe people wouldn't think, but Jakarta is a financial center, cosmopolitan city, many people here, and Asian tiger, big power. So Jakarta is, or Indonesia itself, they're gonna play a big role in the future, I'm pretty sure.
the little square, old city square, old town square with the Dutch city hall. What this used to be in the back during Dutch rule over Indonesia. This here is Monas and the Merdeka Square. Just look at this huge space here in the central district of Jakarta. Nothing compared to this little tiny square what the Dutch had back there. This is what the Indonesians have here as representing a modern country, strong country on their own, with all these skyscrapers being constructed in the back, and it's being just more and more and more. And this is another big problem for the sinking city of Jakarta, because the skyscrapers, they weigh a lot, obviously, and just the whole weight of them makes Jakarta sinking even more. And Jakarta is one of the fastest growing cities when it comes to skyscrapers. They're building more skyscrapers and high-rise building here than even I think in Dubai. It's we're gonna try to go up there and see from there how the central part of Jakarta looks like.
What I don't like about Indonesia is that, so I made a whole circle around here, and the monument, it's like fenced in with this green fence. There are gates, but each one I have seen so far was closed, so I don't even know where the entrance is, and I don't even see an entrance sign, nothing. So there was just like on the corner here, there were two guys. When I was approaching the side, I'm kind of trying to see where I can get in, and he says, no, close, you have to go the other way around. And then when I started walking the other way back, then another guy approached me and he says, no, tickets are sold out, so there is no, you can't go in today anymore. And he offered me some tours instead to go to see the mosque, which I just, I was at the mosque. They didn't let me in because it's, I think what's going on is they're preparing like for the Eid al-Fitr, for the Eid, preparing the festivities, and so they didn't want to let me in. So he's offering me tours of the cathedral, of the mosque, of the old town square, and basically what I think it is, it's just kind of, let's say, scam. He's trying to make money, so that's why he's telling me it's closed. And when you are in this kind of situation, doesn't matter where it is in the world, don't trust these guys. Don't trust them when they say it's sold out, it's closed. It's they seem very friendly. I had a conversation with him for like 10 minutes, but he was just curious, like what I'm doing, where I'm from, and all these things. And this is how they approach you and try to gain some, so that you like trust in them, and so you would walk with them. But I told him, okay, I'm just gonna continue my tour. I'm not gonna go up, and he's gone. But now I'm curious. I just want to go and see if there are tickets, if I can go up, because I don't trust these guys. So let's see if my feeling is right or no. Okay, so we'll see if I'll be standing up here in a couple minutes.
Well, I walked all around Monas and tried to enter from all four sides. There's kind of an entrance in every corner, but they were all closed, and it's such a stupid thing that there's not even a single sign to tell you that you have to enter from the north side. So you have to go down these stairs. That's where the ticket office is, and the elevators, which are gonna take you to the top. Oh my god, they really are sold out. The guys outside were right after all, but I still think they tried to make some money off me. My audio from this clip is not working, so I'm gonna head out here, guys, continue my walk, and I just want to show you some pictures from 10 years ago when I was here in Indonesia for the first time. I think there's quite more buildings here in Jakarta than there used to be 10 years ago, but you can look up for yourself how it looked back then and how it looks now. So enjoy the pictures. The last time I was in Indonesia, or here in Jakarta, there was a pedestrian overpass here. So you could kind of look down to this Plaza Indonesia, the big roundabout here, and the Selamat Datang Monument. Now it's part of the Trans Jakarta bus station and the subway system here. So I guess you have to buy a ticket to get in there, but I'm obviously just walking. And this gets very busy around here. This is where kind of the financial district, that's the German bank, Deutsche Bank, here the NCA from Indonesia, the hotels, Kempinski, Grand Hyatt, Plaza Indonesia. That's kind of the place for the rich people to spend their money, to stay here in Jakarta if you have money, the most luxurious hotels, and this is the place to be. Over here, just across, there's the Mandarin Oriental, and the small building just here, that's the German embassy. And I have a story about the German embassy because I have been here many times in Jakarta. My wife is from here, so I know the German embassy just because I had to deal with them back in 2019. We got married and my wife was supposed to come to Germany, and we had an appointment there for all the documents, what we need to apply for a visa, and I had to prepare a lot of documents in Germany. So her final appointment we had to book while I was here. The last time I was here we were in Lombok, so I had to book an appointment for her that she had everything. She was basically good to go to Germany. The only last thing she needed was an appointment at the embassy, and they just had to stamp the visa into the passport. When I called them, like, you could only book online, how it is nowadays, you can book online, and which I kind of didn't take in consideration, that the German embassy, they have only as many free appointments in a day, and well, you can guess they were all booked like 3-4 months ahead of time. And so that's not something I expected, because I had to deal by myself with the German embassy in Croatia, in Zagreb, but there you would actually just go there in the morning, you get inside and you deal with the stuff you need, and it was pretty easy going. But I guess here in Jakarta they're pretty strict about everything, so you get appointments, and many people want to go to study, visit Germany, and obviously there's so many people here in Jakarta that the German embassy can only deal with that many visa applications. So what happened, it was November 2019, and the first appointment I could book was, I think, 3 months like further in the future, so basically in March or something, so March 2020, which I really didn't like because I was flying back on the 1st of December, and I kind of wanted my wife to fly back with me, but obviously this wouldn't work out. So I called them a couple times from Lombok. I called the German embassy, told them that we have already everything set up in Germany. We have all the documents. We have like literally everything. There is no point to wait. They just have to get her into the embassy and just stamp the visa so she can book a flight. And so I was a little bit pushy, and they kind of looked into it because was telling them that I'm calling from Germany and I'm her husband. If I just called here from Indonesia, well, I was in Indonesia, but if I told them I'm Indonesian and I need an earlier appointment, they would just say like, kind of like, yeah, that's what you have to deal with, just wait as everybody else, and that's it. So I was so lucky that the lady I had on the phone, she kind of looked into it and she said, okay, well, we have another appointment. It's mid-January or something like this, or 20th of January. And so my wife went in there, got her visa, we booked a flight. She came to Germany on the 31st of January 2020. You know what happened back then. The COVID breakout in Asia first, and then they slowly started closing the borders. My wife came to Germany on the 31st of January, and soon after a friend of hers was supposed to come
and bring a bag for her, which because she couldn't take that much stuff, she was moving to Germany basically, and a friend was flying I think like 2 weeks later, and she got to Istanbul with Turkish Airlines, and they all sent them back, so they had to fly back to Jakarta instead of continue to Germany, because Germany closed the borders. That was the time when everybody was shutting down. So she never got her bag. I think all the stuff is still here in Indonesia with her friends somewhere. And so that's my experience with the German embassy. And if I wasn't that pushy and I didn't push with that and just kind of took it as it is and accepted that I have to wait, my wife probably would have never come back then, and who knows how long it would have taken. And if it would have taken like another 2 years until she finally can come to Germany. And now we already have 2 daughters. That's what happened in the meantime. If she never came to Germany, well, I would have missed out on my first daughter, and most likely even on my second one. So luckily I have Katalea, I have Ayumi, my wife's with me, and we're visiting back again. So this is how it worked out well for us. We were lucky. Like many people got stuck, we were lucky. We really were lucky. And just look at all these towers popping up here. I think these 2, they were not even here last time I was here. I don't think I can remember this one either on the left side. The UOB tower, I remember this one was kind of standing tall here, but now it's outgrown by the left and right. So that's Jakarta. Jakarta is a big thriving city. I think most people don't even really know how these Asian cities, how fast they grow. That one in the back, I remember when I was here 10 years ago, first time, that's the Menara Wisma Tower, I think. That's kind of like the iconic tower here in Jakarta. That one in between, just you can kind of just see the roof and the antenna. That's like one of the most iconic towers so far. When I think about Jakarta, I think about this tower, but now it's like one of the smaller ones, I think, and soon it's going to be outnumbered by many bigger which going to come in the future. I'm in Central Jakarta, and this is Menteng State Elementary School. Do you think there's anything special about the school? And why am I here? It has a reason. Well, I like the saying here of the future belongs to those who believe in the power of their dreams. And this is a kid, a 10-year-old kid. It says a young boy named Barry played with his mother and in Menteng area. He grew up to be the 44th President of the United States and Nobel Peace Prize winner. It's Barack Obama's elementary school here in Jakarta. For those who didn't know, Barrack Hussein Obama, the 44th President of the United States, went to school here from 1969 to 1971. And these people here must be very proud that they had the President of the United States attend the school, just a regular normal school here in Jakarta. And I'm pretty sure even the President or the former President himself sometimes remembers his time here in Jakarta in this special school.
It's 4:15, and I still have meetings, so I just walking by this park here, and there's this small stand. The guy is selling baso, so I had to stop and eat something. So that's my personal baso because it's so good, and I enjoy eating baso every time. And I'm pretty sure I'm gonna order another one when I'm done with this. Okay, let's eat. And hopefully it doesn't rain again because there's some thunderstorms coming, I think.
Well, all finished, but like I said, so good. Mas, satu lagi.
Lagi.
Enak.
Okay.
Enak. So good. So there's this mee noodles, the rice noodles, the bihun. It's I think all cold.
and some of the soy sprouts, toge, and then the baso meatballs, some fried onions. I guess that must be salt. Sambal ketchup.
Sambal? Yes.
Sambal, ketchup manis. Yes. Pedas, but enak.
Enak ya?
Yeah, very good.
Very good.
Very good. Okay, terima kasih.
Oh, okay.
So good.
Good.
Yeah. Round 2.
This here is a very special place for me. It's
Kota Casablanca Mall and residences. There's 2 commercial buildings and kind of like 6 residential buildings around. These are, I think, 50 stories tall. And 5 years ago, when I came to Jakarta, I met my wife in this very building here. She used to work at the reception of this Pakistan group, and people coming, business people, she would check them in and give them access to the different offices inside this building, and that's where I met her, in the mall. So this is a very special place for me, and I'd like to come back.
I used to come in here every day, every weekday, pick up my girlfriend back then, and we would do something together. So this is the mall at Kota Casablanca. Quite something, these malls in Jakarta. And this is the notorious Jakarta traffic. Now it's rush hour, so this highway road is eastbound going out of Jakarta. So you can see how much traffic now, people leaving work, and it's still rolling, so it's not even that terrible. And then here, obviously, going into the city, there should be less traffic. This is where it would be jammed in the morning. So this here is the kind of financial district, and then to the right, going into the city. So it's spreading a lot, Jakarta. My wife used to live just here across in this neighborhood. So I would often pick her up at her place here. Or pick her up at work. We would come here, go into her place, and eat something here. This very street stands here, eat something, and go to change, go into the city. So this place I know quite well. So just down this road to the right, there's the place to live. And it was this exact cost here. So a cost is a place where you rent a room. So basically, like students, guys who started working like freshly, and people coming far abroad to move to Jakarta. So you basically rent a room for around 100 euro. You stay here, and then you can see the mall in the back. That's where I used to come every day. Nice memories. Nice memories of this place.
Somebody is really proud of his Mercedes-Benz. Actually, this one's in a really good shape. Looks very good. Even this one, original. That's original. Pretty cool. Another Independence Monument. I'm here at the Dirgantara Monument, or Patung Dirgantara, which is a tribute to the Indonesian Air Force. It was built in 1966 by President Sukarno, and he wanted to tribute the Indonesian Air Force who was fighting against the Dutch for their independence. Back when it was constructed, I've seen some pictures here, it was basically on the edge of Jakarta for people coming in from from the second airport here in Jakarta, and it was all open field here. There was a road going through, but nothing, no buildings, and now everything is getting developed. There's a big highway going through here, and probably it's going to be even built up more and more. So much traffic here. When I see the old pictures from 1966, it's just like kind of like 4 or 5 cars driving in an open field on a basically on a dirt road. But this, yeah, too bad it's dark. You cannot really see it, but it looks like another zombie like figure.
The goal I set today was to get to Kalibata Heroes Cemetery. So this is 28.5 kilometers off the coast going south, and this is where I wanted to be here. It's a little bit later than I wanted, but it's really hard walking through Jakarta with the terrible sidewalks, and everything takes forever. So I have another 15 kilometers to go, and I did not plan anyways to finish it in one go. This is the first city now I'm doing in 2 parts, just because 45 kilometers through Jakarta, that's not Germany, it's not Munich, it's not there, it will be doable, and the day is a little bit longer. But here we're gonna go in tomorrow. I'm gonna show you why I'm here. This is the cemetery of the war veterans and the heroes here of Indonesia. See you in the morning.